Hey everyone, this is Razador's Pokemon Shenanigans, and today's run is a bit of a special one. It's my younger brother's birthday today, and since I live a good 1,000 miles from one of my two homes, Mom's side lives in West Virginia, Dad's side lives in New Jersey, I figured the best way to give something awesome was in the form of a fun, nostalgic pastime. We loved Pokemon as kids, and Gen 1 was new when we were youngins, but why Beedrill in particular? Being the kiddos we liked to name ourselves after what we liked. He liked Beedrill, so that's what I'm rolling with, and turns out that aged really well. Thanks, bro. Because Beedrill in Generation 1 is pretty good, despite what it may seem at first glance. But before we cover Beedrill's base stats and the like, you'll see that we're actually starting with Weedle. That's because Beedrill doesn't naturally get Poison Sting in Generation 1. I really don't want to have to rely on Fury Attack until level 20, and although Poison Sting is weak, we do get the same type attack bonus from it, and it'll be useful for the inevitable grind to the aforementioned level to defeat Brock. Fighting Brock with Fury Attack? Yeah, no thanks. And I imagine that Twin Needle will be on our moveset for the entirety of the run once we get it. The choice to start with Weedle also makes the first rival battle tougher, as you'll see, because Weedle is one of the weakest Pokemon in Generation 1, I believe within the top 5, so battling an Eevee that's our level is actually quite the daunting task, but once we become Beedrill, we'll have these stats. We got decent speed and attack, okay health, and don't be fooled by that 80 special defense. Gen 1 combines special attack and special defense into special, and while some Pokemon like Chansey gain the benefit of the doubt with the higher stat, Beedrill does not, so our special is 45. So that 385 base stat total is actually 305 in Gen 1. What more than makes up for our lacking base stat total is this TM moveset right here. Now, there aren't a lot of TMs to pick from, as you can see, but we have exactly what we need for Beedrill to become an absolute monster throughout the course of this run. Swords Dance, Hyper Beam, and although it's not amazing, Mega Drain can help Beedrill get around bulky rock types once we defeat Erica. We can pick up Swift south of Lavender Town, and we definitely are because I really want to get rid of Fury Attack as soon as we can. That said, Hyper Beam is locked behind the game corner. It's 5,500 coins, which isn't really a big deal, but in Generation 1 you can only buy 50 coins at a time for 1,000 Poke Dollars each. But if you ever have a Pokemon that can use Swords Dance and has decent attack like Beedrill, you'll definitely want to take a few minutes to convert those coins. A bit of a time sink, but it'll save a lot of time in the long term. Oh, and because Gen 1 is Gen 1, anytime you KO a Pokemon with Hyper Beam, you don't need to recharge. A stipulation that I added to this challenge is that I can't fight any trainers besides the mandatory rival battle at the very beginning of the game because it's mandatory, until our Weedle becomes a Beedrill. Won't take long for that to happen, and while it's tempting to fight other trainers as Weedle to level faster, it would actually take more time in the long run. That said, we're not trying to go fast this run, just having some casual fun with a single Beedrill. But because we're getting to 20 for Twin Needle to beat Brock, we're gonna be stuck in Viridian Forest for quite a while. Normally I'd go west of Viridian and hit up the grass patch to grind off of Mankey. I like doing that in my Fire Red runs. But Viridian Forest and Yellow is actually a pretty decent spot to grind if need be. In addition to what we normally see there, and with the exclusion of Weedle and Kakuna, there are level 6 and 8 Pidgey, as well as a 1% chance to encounter a level 9 Pidgeotto, which would actually suck for Weedle or Kakuna, but we don't encounter either as Beedrill's preceding forms. With how long we're going to be here, however, you can bet that we'll encounter at least one. People like to joke that Faulkner from Violet City cheats by having a level 9 Pidgeotto, but, you can catch one here in Yellow at level 9. That's probably where Daddy Dearest got it for him. But yeah, once we are Beedrill, we can go ahead and keep playing as normal. We can sweep the trainers here. There are 2 extra trainers here in Viridian Forest and Yellow, one of them being Alas with a pair of Nidoran. And although Flareon would be the most dangerous of the evolutions for us to fight, being here till level 20, I don't mind fighting the optional rivals so much, and Jolteon will still have super effective moves in the form of Pin Missile against us. That can still potentially be dangerous because Jolteon's fast, crits a lot in Gen 1, and Pin Missile is super effective against us. So now we're ready to fight Brock, and this fight is really awesome. And not because it's easy. Hold on, let's go ahead and move Twin Needle up to the top there. It's our main attacking move. Each strike does really good damage, but Geodude gets poisoned and Brock uses a full heal, meaning that Geodude deals no damage to us. As for Onix, we go for Twin Needle, and he goes for Tackle, and he misses. That's a 5% chance. Literally perfect RNG for the Brock fight. Really love that, because with how long it took to actually make it to that point, that feels like a divine blessing from RNGesus-kun himself. And now, because we hit level 20 to beat Brock, we can skip every trainer whom we don't have to fight, make our way to Cerulean City, start off as we usually do here in our yellow runs, go to the backyard, get the rare candy, go to the Poke Center, deposit the Helix Fossil because we're not using it this run, and we need to conserve item space because Gen 1 bag space is very limited. Choosing between Misty and the second rival, I opt for the latter here. We can go ahead and check our time. 2 hours, 21 minutes. We were at 2:08 when we fought Brock, so we got here pretty fast. So as Spearow comes out, we miss Fury Attack. That's shocking. So on our third turn, Fury Attack misses again, 15% chance. You see why I said I want to get Swift ASAP? As Sandshrew comes out, we'll go for Twin Needle and Critical Hit. That's awesome. Here in Gen 1, if the first hit of a multi-turn move crits, they all crit. And I mean, speaking of critical hits, Rattata and Eevee also got crit. It's like Beedrill itself was frustrated with Fury Attack. I can't say I blame him. Going to Misty, we don't one-shot Staryu, but only eat a weak critical tackle. As for Starmie, however, turns out that it's still faster. Bubble Beam doesn't deal too much, all things considered. As long as we don't get crit, we're gonna win. We get brought to 23, but that's not enough to defeat us. We've taken out Misty and gotten the Cascade Badge. So let's go to the SS Sand, beat the rival, then go fight Lieutenant Surge. Now, we'll have leveled up a fair bit, still trying to avoid trainers when I can. We're level 27 when we fight the rival, and thankfully Fury Attack is competent this time around. Rattata goes down to a critical Twin Needle. Twin Needle leaves Sandshrew with about 1/4 health. It goes for Scratch, no big deal. Eevee's left with about the same health, but it misses with Sand Attack. Boy, do I miss when that was a thing. We easily finish it off with Twin Needle, get the cut HM from the captain, teach it to Charmander, who has our cut and digging buddy. What was that NES game called? Dig Dug? Anyway, as we enter Lieutenant Surge's gym, unfortunately, we don't get the awesome luck we did with a trash can puzzle, but we still got the Surge under 3 hours. That said, this is going to be kind of tough because, well, with X-Speed, he's definitely going to be faster. Twin Needle leaves Raichu with just over half. Raichu goes for Thunderbolt. That's doing a lot of damage. That was a critical hit. That would explain it. But again, Raichu is evenly leveled with us, so it's going to be faster, and Lieutenant Surge is actually going to be pretty hard to get by in this run. He is typically a pushover in Red and Blue, and kind of is the same in Fire Red Leaf Green, but his Raichu here in Yellow, level 28, has Mega Punch, Mega Kick, Thunderbolt. Raichu in Yellow is an absolute juggernaut. And even Growl can be dangerous for us because we absolutely do not want our attack getting dropped at all against this guy. This time around, Raichu misses Mega Kick, 1 in 4 chance of that. The second time he hits, taking out more than half of our health. We poison Raichu, and Lieutenant Surge goes for X-Speed. Well, it is still Generation 1 AI at the end of the day. With Lieutenant Surge's badge, once we get the HM for Fly, we can fly all around Kanto's map. That said, we still have to get over to Celadon City. Not really that difficult. There's nothing in Rock Tunnel that can really stand up to Beedrill. Now, typically when I go to Celadon, I'll go to the game corner first and fight Giovanni. But this time around, I mean, because Poison and Bug are super effective against each other, we have to go for Erica. But there's also a second tactical choice behind this decision. Erica in Yellow leads off with Tangela, and Twin Needle does a little over half. Constrict deals 3 damage, we finish off Tangela with Twin Needle, and we're pretty much good to go. Because Bug is super effective against both Grass and Poison, we double resist her Grass moves because we're Bug Poison. Yeah, I think we're gonna be okay. But we fought her before Giovanni because as we get ready to battle him, he sends out Onix. We now have Mega Drain, the TM we get from Erica. Rhyhorn too. Now, Persian is going to outspeed us. It goes for Screech, not great, but at least we deal decent damage. Persian misses Growl, Twin Needle finishes it off. A great job, Giovanni. Okay, we're gonna head on over to Lavender Town, climb the tower, defeat our rival, successfully clear out the first half of the game. I go for Swift against Fearow, and it Mirror moves Swift to deal a fair bit of damage. I test out Twin Needle, but Fearow's Mirror move causes him to crit us with Twin Needle, so no more fooling around. we'll finish it off with Swift. As for Shelter, we'll go for Mega Drain to get some health back. It misses Supersonic, so we get a bit more health back. Next up, he sends out Vulpix, but it goes down to a critical Swift. Sandshrews next will use that as an opportunity to heal. As Eevee comes out, Twin Needle brings it to almost red health. It goes for a Tail Whip, and doesn't matter anyway. We finish it off very easily. Once we clear up business here in Lavender Tower, we'll go ahead and hit up Silph to battle our rival again. Koga's a bit too high leveled for us. I'm really worried about his Psychic using Venomoth in particular. It is level 50. That said, Silph rival, not going to be a walk in the park either. His Pokemon are a lot stronger this time around. But so are we, because check out our moveset. We got Swords Dance. Sandslash hits with Sand Attack. And as we build up Swords Dance, just gotta say, you can find TM03 right here in Silph. Another reason why I decided to come here. And because we have Swift, those Sand Attacks really do not matter. And I mean, sure, Cloyster tanks one pretty well. We get hit by Clamp for a couple of turns. But we take it out. And the Kadabra. Jolteon does hit us with Pin Miss, although it's only 2 hits, and we do end up one-shotting it with Swift, but that wasn't the cleanest fight. If he got a 5-hit Pin Missile, we would have lost that fight, or if he crit us. I'm actually very surprised that he didn't, considering how fast Jolteon is. And as for Giovanni too, really don't need to talk about this guy. Let's do some strategizing for down the road. Now, we're going to fight Sabrina once we leave here. That way we wrap up all our loose ends here in Saffron. We don't have to come back. That'll also give us the most possible XP to fight Koga. Not worried about his 3 Venonat, although we do need to take them out in one shot because they know Psychic and Psybeam respectively. It's the level 50 Venomoth I'm worried about because although it doesn't get same type, it will hit us hard with Psychic because we're weak to it. And Psychic has a 1 in 3 chance to drop your special. Well, Abra goes down, who saw that coming? X-Defend does not save Kadabra for one use of Twin Needle. As Alakazam comes out, it goes for Reflect. Well, okay, that was cool. And, doubling up on Reflect, are you, Sabrina? That's very nice of you. Okay, let's go fight Koga. Against Venonat number 1, we have to set up Swords Dance. Goes for Psychic and actually deals a good chunk of damage to us. We crit with Twin Needle, but it still one-shots Venonat. Venonat 2 goes the same way minus a crit. As Venonat number 3 comes out, we go for Twin Needle and take it out with one use of it. And we outsped Venomoth, that's surprising. Well, a critical Twin Needle just solved that problem right there. But, well, it's time to fight Blaine. I can't say that I'm very confident right now. But we have to at least try. His AI is random. If we set up Swords Dance enough, maybe we can sweep with Swift. Well, that's very optimistic because Flamethrower one-shots us. It's not even his strongest Pokemon. So I want to keep on trying until I get a run where I can figure how much damage we can deal to as many of his Pokemon as we can because, well, it's not great odds. So with Swords Dance, we deal decent damage to Ninetales. Can we get farther? We do need Ninetales to go for Tail Whip. Confuse Ray's not great because we hit ourselves. However, Ninetales likes doubling up on it, so that's cool. Despite Ninetales' best efforts with Quick Attack, we're able to make it to Rapidash. We go for Swift, and that's pretty good, actually. So we're going to level up a little bit, and then go get Hyper Beam. After one Swords Dance, that one-shots Ninetales. Let's not miss Rapidash, please. Thank you very much. 90% chance, let's go. Oh yeah! Remember when I said that Beedrill is going to be an absolute monster in this run? Well, we now have the moveset to make that so. Now, I could be extra cruel and go get Mimic, but we're not going to need it. I'm pretty confident about that. Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. Well, before we can make it to the Elite Four, we have 2 more battles. Our rival, west of Viridian City, but to gain access to him, we have to defeat Giovanni right here in Viridian City's gym. Now, his team is much better here in Yellow, and a fair bit different. Case in point, he leads off with Doug Trio. We'll set up Swords Dance. Because of Guard Spec, we get by Doug Trio with all of our health. Now, against the Persian, we'll finish up setting up our Swords Dance. It goes for a double team, so it's going to dodge a couple times because that's what double team does. But we do eventually hit and take out the Persian. Out comes Nidoqueen, and we take her out with one use of Twin Needle, and that means Nidoking's a one-shot. As Rhydon comes out, we'll go for Mega Drain. Survives with a fair bit of health, it goes for Rock Slide. I guarantee you that was a low, probably like the 1 in 16 lowest damage roll. Holy shenanigans. Okay, that was pretty awesome. I wasn't expecting to one-shot Rhydon with Mega Drain, but I wasn't expecting it to be that close, as in I was expecting to lose the first fight. So let's go ahead and beat up our rival, and then make our way to the league. As Sandslash comes out, gonna go for Swords Dance. Hey, on turn 2, when we go for Swords Dance, Sandslash ends up missing with Fury Swipes. That's sweet. On the follow-up turn, we get crit by Swift, so we'll go for Twin Needle and take out Sandslash. Execute, of course, is a one-shot. We'll switch to Hyper Beam for Ninetales. Cloyster comes out, but not even he can tank Hyper Beam. Kadabra comes out, we go for Twin Needle and our Faster, very nice. Jolteon misses with Pin Missile, and we one-shot it with Hyper Beam. This is the other reason why I wasn't concerned about him having Flareon, because the exact same thing would have happened here, but we would have been faster. Now, real quick, since this is a birthday video for my younger brother, why did I name the rival Dono? Well, that's the nickname of our youngest brother. He also loves Pokemon, by the way. I just thought I'd clear that little tidbit up. Here at the League, we're going to go ahead and make use of all of our rare candies. No reason why we don't just go in guns a-blazing, being as strong as possible. Finish managing our inventory. Now, I feel pretty confident about Lorelei because she does have smart AI, and although Yellow does have her Dugong's AI specifically tweaked slightly, well, it's still the perfect Pokemon for us to set up against. After one Swords Dance, we go for Twin Needle. Lorelei heals. We're going to go for Swords Dance again. She goes for Rest. And perfect, you might have full health, but we have our third and final Swords Dance set up. Go for Twin Needle and very easily take out Dugong. As Cloyster comes out, we'll go for Hyper Beam. We don't miss. One shot. Slowbro is part Psychic. We'll use Twin Needle. Very easy one shot. We'll go ahead and use Twin Needle on Jinx as well. Now we just have to not miss Lapras, and we don't. Very good. Yeah, Lorelei's Dugong was spamming Rest because we're part Poison type, and quote-unquote good AI says use a Psychic type move, but it can't distinguish whether or not it deals damage. Caveman Pokemon days, yo. Now against Bruno, we'll go and set up Swords Dance because although his Onix has Rock Slide, Bruno does not have quote-unquote good AI, so he just attacks randomly. We can use Mega Drain to heal up back to full. As Hitmonchan comes out, we'll go for Hyper Beam. We hit, one shot. That means that we are going to one-shot the Hitmonlee. It has less defense. We'll switch over to Mega Drain to one-shot the Onix. As Machamp comes out, we'll circle back to Hyper Beam. One shot, get out of here, Bruno. And now, because we don't have Mimic, Agatha has the potential to be a bit of a threat. Because by setting up Swords Dance, if we get hit with Confuse Ray and hit ourselves, we're going to be dealing a ton of damage. But that's just a chance that we will have to take. Okay, turn 1, we go for Swords Dance. Agatha's Gengar goes for Substitute. Swords Dance, Lick, thankfully no paralysis. Twin Needle breaks the Substitute, and there's Confuse Ray. And we hit ourselves, dealing a ton of damage. Substitutes back up. Wow, that Mega Drain crit did almost nothing. Finally, the first Gengar goes down. Golbat's a one-shot. Ignore the super effective. That's neutral damage. Haunter comes out, we crit, which is worse because critical hits don't take stat changes into account. Arbok is a one-shot with Twin Needle. As for Gengar, well, we crit it, which will leave it with a little bit of health. However, Agatha thought a Super Potion, which Gengar can't possibly survive the extra 50 hit points, was a much better idea than finishing us with Psychic. Now, I don't think Lance will be too bad, although we do have to set up against Gyarados, something that is a lot easier said than done. But it's what we gotta do, so without further ado, let's see if we can beat Lance on the first try. Well, you guys know the drill by now. Go for Swords Dance on turn 1. Gyarados goes for Hyper Beam. One more Swords Dance, he's got a recharge, now we go on the attack. One-shotting Gyarados means that we are definitely one-shotting Dragonair. And not just the first one, but the second one. What about Aerodactyl, though? That's also a one-shot, which means if we don't miss Dragonite, that's gonna be a one-shot. Man, Beedrill is just destroying Kanto's Gen 1 Elite Four, the much better Elite Four at that. But we do still have to fight the champion, and we have to set up on Sandslash, which loves to use Slash, which it always gets a critical hit with. Oh, can't wait for that. But hey, one more battle, let's do it. Turn 1, we go for Swords Dance. Hopefully not too many hits. Yeah, 3's not bad. Another Swords Dance, another Fury Swipes, another 3-hitter. Our final Swords Dance gets met with a critical slash, so let's go for Mega Drain to restore some health. It deals over half, and although Sandslash uses Slash again, we can use Mega Drain to bring ourselves to a nice amount of hit points. As Alakazam comes out, we're going to go for Twin Needle. The first hit easily one-shots it. We no longer have nice hit points, but since Executor is next, Twin Needle easily takes it out. We go for Hyper Beam. You see that screen darkening, down it goes. Okay, let's not miss Ninetales. We don't. Sweet deal. One more. Jolteon misses with Pin Missile again. Oh man, that poor guy missed back in our last rival fight too. Ah man, Beedrill, just as savage as I remember from the Gen 1 days. I always had Beedrill on my team. Yeah, I know that its base stat total is a lot lower than what you should be using by the end of the game, but I found ways to make Beedrill work out just fine. Because at the end of the day, whether it's Pokemon or some other game I'm playing, I'm going to use whatever Pokemon or play as whatever character or whatever I like, rather than someone being like, you should use this because this is better. Well, I'm gonna go play with something I prefer and have fun. I really hope that you guys enjoyed that run. Tomorrow is our 10th episode of Invasive Species with Rattata. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.